Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Yvonne Blanco. I work at Insurance Advisors Direct as a broker sales manager. Today, we're going to go ahead and go over the processes for Molina, why you should have Molina in your tool belt, and all the features and benefits that it helps to grow your business and to service your clients. So again, thank you so much for joining us. I want to kind of touch some points that maybe some of our brokers have not used or have forgotten that these are tools that you can use through IAD. So, and it'll be good for you, Jonathan, to kind of see the benefits that we give to some of our brokers. So we stress on simplifying our sales success or your sales success. So how do we do that? There's 7 pillars that we go ahead and focus on, and each of these pillars underneath those are tools, and it deep dives even more so on those. So for instance, sales tools, we have kits, we have quoting engines, sales presentations, marketing services, we have your flyers, your brochures, technology, that's social media, helping guide agents with enrollment tools. We have product offerings, which of course all the carriers nationwide. And in regards to Molina, we are contracted nationwide for Molina as an FMO. Administrative services, we help with contracting and paperwork and certifications, enrollments for applications, we help with those submissions, training and education as what we're doing today. And we also do one-on-ones for not just on carrier product knowledge, but also on sales techniques. So if you do want to deep dive a little bit more on product knowledge, how a dual SNP plan works, how LIS extra help work, please reach out to myself. The Molina team is exceptional. They've been a long time servicing brokers and members throughout the nation, throughout the state of Michigan, which is what we're focusing on right now, of individuals that fall in those brackets. And of course, everyone's favorite, lead generation. So these are just some kind of highlights that I wanted to share with you guys on how we simplify those Medicare sales for you. We have a turning 65 presentation. Some people also call it like a Medicare 101. So we do have those. We also have sales kits. So presenting to a member, where do you start? How do you start? What are the questions that I ask Yvonne? Once I call that lead and I'm able to get in front of them, what are my next steps? We go ahead and simplify that process for you and go ahead and lay it all out, going through Medicare, going through the sales process and the information that you need in order to finish and complete that enrollment. Of course, I want to remind everybody to subscribe and register on our IAD website so you can take advantage of all of our tools of those 7 pillars. And also, this will also be recorded on our YouTube video. And so we can always go back and please check it out. We have a lot of training videos and a lot of carriers that highlight their products like we're doing today. And so I want to get into why Molina, what about Molina, and just to take out that edge of intimidation, one, writing for people that are on a dual SNP plan or somebody that's on extra help, which we're going to talk about that. And also to introduce Jonathan, who is going to be managing our brokers here in Michigan. So welcome, Jonathan.
Thank you.
And so with that, I just want to say thank you again to everyone that is participating in our webinar today. Please reach out to me and also to Jonathan. And I'm going to go ahead and turn over the controls to you. So that way I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. And then that way you can share your screen.
Sure.
We can get into that.
I'll be kind of in and out to that. I just wanted to thank you, Yvonne, for having me and inviting me and Fran to this. I'm very excited to be here. My role as the new broker channel manager of Michigan is to make things easy as possible for you, Yvonne, and for the agents and brokers that are listening to utilize the excellent products that Molina has to offer in our services as well. With that being said, I just want to talk a little about myself. I'm in the middle of my 7th week with Molina. I've loved every minute of it. I was just introduced formally this week. Again, so I'm very excited to be here. I'm a graduate of Michigan State University. Go Green. Unfortunately, we lost last night.
Right.
Glad I didn't watch the game. I also have a master's degree from Grand Canyon, which is located in Arizona.
Yay.
Yay.
My hometown. Yeah.
And I've been dating myself, but I've been in the insurance and financial services since 1992. Started out in on the services side, operations side, but moved into sales in 1998. And just some highlights for me would include my own agency and owner doing P&C, accident, life, and health. I've also worked with agents and brokers as well in the group health market, done retirement services at a large local hospital with the employees of that hospital, and most recently worked for a national leasable dental PPO network where I was able to recruit and sell providers to become part of that network. So I don't know if Fran's on the line or listening.
Okay, maybe not yet, but
okay. And so let me just go into the purpose of the meeting, the agenda, so everybody knows what we're going to be talking about. I'm just going to be going over the history of Molina, the Molina way, and the great opportunity is for you as the agent broker to sell Molina. We're going to go into an in-depth about one of our services, which is a telephonic enrollment. We're going to talk about HRAs, which is exciting. We're going to give information about our broker services, which would include me at the top of the line for you, the agent broker. And then we're going to have a very, 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 very brief overview of our products so that at some point, if that's of interest to you, I can get with Yvonne and we can discuss future more in-depth product trainings.
For
Does
sure.
that sound good? Okay, now
Perfect.
we're going to try to share the screen. And
Perfect.
okay, I can't see what I'm seeing, but does it say producer communication at the top?
It does. Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay. All right. So basically, Molina was founded in 1980 by Dr. Molina, a physician in California, serving low-income families. And in 1987, it was taken over from him to his sons. So one of his sons was a doctor. The other one was not, but they became president, CEO, and CFO for 20 years until 2017, at which time Joe Zubretsky was brought in and is currently our president and CEO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And by the way, I should preface by telling you some of these slides are founded on our Molina producer guide, which if you are appointed with Molina, this should look familiar to you. You should already have this. If you don't, and you do get appointed with Molina, this is something that you will get. Okay. Next, what makes Molina unique? And what makes Molina unique, to give you some of the highlights, we just alluded to being physician founded. We talked about the experienced leadership of Mr. Zubretsky, who, by the way, came over from Aetna. We're a DSNP industry leader. We've been in Michigan since 2015, and we'll get into that in a little bit. We have strong community connections. We work with CBOs. We hope that some of the agents and brokers that are listening also work with CBOs, which are community-based organizations. And we will get into this, as we stated earlier, the commitment to broker partners by providing superior broker service. Okay, how do I expand this to switch screens or stop sharing?
Oh, on the top, does it say stop? There's like a stop sharing button on the top.
Let's see.
So you want to go back to just us and then, or are you going to go share another screen?
Yeah, I want to stop this and share a different screen, but I don't see the stop sharing screen.
Oh, go back down to the bottom where it says share screen. And then will it say, does it give you that option now?
Not yet. I'm looking for it. Let's see. It gives me thumbnail video. It gives me something to just show you and then just show us.
Here, I could do it from my end.
Oh, that would be great. I'll in the future just ask you to stop sharing the screen then.
And then.
Oh, there we go. I have it now. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I may need your help doing that.
Yeah. And now you can go ahead and share your different screen now. Okay, good.
Absolutely. So I don't know if anybody's listening, but if anybody has any questions on that, please let me know. Oh, wait, before I missed something. Okay, do you see why selling Molina Medicare? Okay, this is why it's a great opportunity for you. The main reason, this is a statistic that blew me out of the water. Enrollment is expected to rise by 79 million by 2030. So not only are we needed, but so are you, the agent broker. We make it easy to do business because Molina offers products the entire year, not just at AEP or OEP. And so you will enjoy those benefits of working with members and bringing high quality Medicare coverage to your clients. And we're here to assist you in all your needs, and questions can come to me, and then we'll go into broker services later in the agenda, and we can show you how and why they are going to be important to you. All right, now if we could stop sharing this screen.
And just to kind of, stress that Molina is not only just the dual special need plan, go-to, but anyone that is on Extra Help or LIS, you guys also service those people and are able to put them on a dual special need plan. So again, remember, for the brokers that are on, if they are on Extra Help, they don't qualify for those Medicare saving programs or for Medicaid. They usually cannot be signed onto a dual SNP plan. That's where you would just find them a regular HMO. Now, if they're LIS, Extra Help, right? They still need that, again, Extra Help. So what's nice about Molina is you guys have that partial dual. So I'm sure you're gonna get into that, but I think it's important that brokers understand and how they can, do that to help their members, whether they're full Medicaid or on Extra Help, which makes them make a little bit too much money to be on those Medicaid levels.
Yes. All right. Next, we're going into the telephonic enrollment. And this aid, just to let you know, before we kind of go through this particular slide, is to accommodate situations where you as the broker cannot meet with your client, with the beneficiary. So we have options. To go over our enrollment options before we do a deep dive into telephonic enrollment, we have an electronic enrollment with DRX. And then we have old school paper-based enrollments that you can send in via mail or via email or fax. This is the third option, and these are the steps. So we're going to do a deep dive and probably spend most of our time in here. The telephonic scope of appointment, while your client is on the phone, you perform a three-way call in which you call a phone number, this phone number right here, and the coordinator that picks up the phone will want to record the phone call. They will complete the recorded phone call, and an email will be sent to you as the broker. Now, how do you get there? How do you download the forms? Well, once you become appointed with Molina, if you're not, if you are, you should know what Calidus is. That's where you'll have everything available to you. You use your username and your password. Your username is your Molina writing number. Like with many things nowadays, we have so many passwords. You forget your password, click forget password. Once you're there, you select telephonic enrollment, which is on the left side of the page. You hit upload. You choose your file, which should be saved on your computer, and then you save it. And now you're in the queue. The application is actually in the queue. And then you have those options. So you can either call to complete the three-way call with the Molina telephonic team. Again, there's our phone number. They're open from 8 to 5. That's Pacific Standard Time, since Molina is based in Long Beach, California. Or if you can't, for whatever reason, do the three-way, then you can have them contact your client, the beneficiary, on your behalf, and then an email will be sent out that way as well. So how do you download and use this enrollment form? Again, you're signing into Calidus. You select telephonic enrollment as in your particular state, and we're talking about Michigan, but we do business in other states as well if you are licensed in other states. You click the download arrow button and then save it to your PC, do a save as, and then it's on your computer. Now, you can fill it out PDF with either Adobe or any PDF software you may have or that you may have to get. At this point, if anybody's on the line, does anybody have any questions?
I do.
Go ahead.
When they do the telephonic enrollment and they're getting that SOA, the scope of appointment, does Molina have a set script? And if not, IAD does.
Okay. Oh, you're kind of stating that. I'm guessing they would.
I am, but do you guys provide, in other words, does Molina, the carrier, have certain guidelines, compliance guidelines on how a broker is going to acquire that SOA over the phone?
Gotcha. And that's in this document right here called FAQs. That's actually the first question. They will call the beneficiary in a recorded line, verify information, read the CMS guidelines, the disclosures, and then get their approval to enroll. So it says here, we recommend you prep your client before this call occurs, so they have an idea of how it's going to go.
So when you talk about the need necessary CMS disclosures, is that something that Molina provides for them to read, or do you know?
No, other than them reading it to the beneficiary, I'm not aware, but I'm sure that might come in the policy information that's delivered to the beneficiary.
Right, so they're just kind of reading that scope of appointment to them.
Yep. The enrollment actually takes 10 to 20 minutes. If they cannot reach the beneficiary, they will try 3 times. And if that doesn't happen, then they're reaching out to you as the agent broker. what can prevent the enrollment from completing if they can't get a hold of the beneficiary,
Mhm.
if the beneficiary somehow changes their mind and refuses, or if you as the agent aren't RTS in the state of Michigan or any other state that we do business in, if you're licensed and appointed with Molina in that state. We went over the phone number and the hours. Again, the phone number, if you can't see the screen, is 866-714-8996. If you're unable to upload the file in Calidus, you'll get an error message when trying to save the file. So basically it's maybe not reboot your computer, but reboot you trying and then try again.
Or it could be, sometimes I've heard if they're uploading it, that they should use Google Chrome. I don't know how true that is, but
That could be very true. It seems like that's the way it's going. I've heard that Explorer is going away.
right. It does cause little hiccups on there when you're downloading on some of
Right.
the portals, right?
I mean, for me personally, it looks nicer, but I guess you'd rather have what's more functional.
Right.
Yeah. When's the month end cutoff for uploading this? Is it noon Pacific time? So that's 3 p.m. our time on the last business day of the month. We'll get into broker support unit, but this deals with if you don't remember your Molina writing number, because that's your user ID to get into Calidus. We already went over the other options, paper enrollment, DRX is the electronic enrollment. Here are the options for completing the SOA. And can I use a telephonic SOA with a paper app or an electronic app through DRX? The answer is yes.
And so that's the thing, is where I think I've had a couple brokers go, Yvonne, how do I get a copy of the telephonic SOA? Can you just kind of describe, are they getting a link? Are they getting that email? Are they getting, because they have to save it kind of in their
Right.
folder, that recording. But how is that? What is that broker looking for? So they're, it's not ending up in their spam, or if it is, they can find it.
It's through Calidus. That's where it would be downloaded.
So it would be in their actual broker portal. So they're not going to get an email alerting them. They have to go in and look at it.
Yeah, that's a great question. So going back to steps for how to download the form, logging into Calidus, selecting telephonic enrollment, which is on the left side once you're in there, clicking your state, which is Michigan, then clicking the download button, and then opening the form and seeing that it's PDF fillable, and then just saving it to your computer.
Right. So you're on the phone talking, you have the PDF. So hopefully that, alleviates any of the confusion for the brokers, really spelling it out for them.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
Yeah, I've walked this through with some of the brokers for this, but I do wanted to stress that for some of the brokers that might be a little bit intimidated from technology, so to speak, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to move into HRAs unless there's any other questions.
I think Charlie has a question.
Okay.
Let's see. Charlie, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
There you
Hey, Charlie.
go.
Yeah, you also said, Jonathan, that the applications can be emailed.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know there's a fax. I will have to get back on the email. I just presume.
Well, it wasn't available during AEP. That's why I was surprised to hear that.
Yeah, let me double check on that one. That's a great question, Charlie. I'm going to jot this down, okay?
Perfect.
And I'll email that to you, Charlie, or let you know.
If there's anything, there's any other questions?
On anything telephonic enrollment.
Pertaining, right.
Yes.
All right, I think we're good. Don't have
Okay.
anybody.
Okay. This is the HRA as we moved in talking about HRAs, which, I should preface by saying this is my first foray into Medicare with all the experience that I have. So please be patient with me as I go through this process as well. But, with the experience I have, when I hear HRA, I think, health reimbursement account. From a medical standpoint, but in this case, it is the health survey, health risk assessment, to be more clear.
Right.
So yeah, so this is something you fill out. Did you want to say something?
Just that it's super exciting because you guys pay the broker so much for this, but I'm sitting in my chair going, this is really good. Okay, but anyways, go ahead.
For each completed one, Molina will pay you, drum roll please, $100.
It's amazing because look it's a one-page form, people. It's not 10 pages.
It's actually more. It's actually 5.
Oh, 5. That's right, 5. But
Okay.
I think it's about 11 questions, something like that.
Yeah, we're gonna go through this.
Yeah.
But the definition of the HRA is a clinical assessment of a member that includes a full evaluation of various domains and informs treatment planning, in this case, to Molina.
Right. Which is a huge help for someone that is having problems with just daily activities, we'll say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and some of the things that this goes over, which would include health status, history, medications, daily living, activities of daily living, behavioral health issues, cognitive functioning, social functioning, health beliefs and behaviors, your cultural and linguistic needs, physical environment for risk, visual and hearing aids. It almost sounds like you're filling out a life insurance policy.
Well, and what's interesting is that just the gap that a broker is closing from the health care, right? The actual health care to that member, and their ability to get that from members is a bit challenging. So
Yes.
just another reason why carriers need brokers.
Yep, absolutely. I agree. And just that's kind of a side note. I guess I should say it now because you brought up a great point. With Molina, brokers, independent agents and brokers, because we have 3 ways on how we sell our products. By far and away, it's through this channel, through you guys. So we appreciate what you guys do for Molina. Yeah, it's not even close. We have telesales, and then we have actual field sales employees that work for Molina. So thank you for all your efforts. So this is the actual survey. I kind of just went, I just kind of said what it's about and what we pay you. Pretty self-explanatory. You're just asking these questions. Here's the cultural and linguistic question. This is the hearing question and literacy question. Opinion question about your main health. I mean, it just in reviewing this, I mean, I feel like I'm at the doctor's office.
Right, and it's just, they're all just check, it's not like that you have to write a paragraph. It's just, so everybody can kind of see what it is. It's just, checking off of those little boxes.
Yes. It's basically 5 pages, 5 pages. That's and you fill out 4, so that's $25 per page.
Right, right, exactly. I don't know, that seems like, hard work.
Absolutely. Yep.
Now, tell us what we do after we get that filled out.
So this should be submitted. You know what? I will find that out. That's a great question.
Well, and I'm not sure, I think that there's actually, there was a time frame on when you could do it. Some carriers, you have to do it right at the
Yeah.
time of enrollment. But I
Right.
believe that you guys give a little bit of a leeway in time. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's got to be at the end of the month.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
So if you
yeah.
wrote them, say the 15th of March, you have until the end of that month, right?
Yeah. So
Not
this
the
is
end
an
of the
yeah.
following.
This is an email that I got to answer your question, Yvonne.
Yes.
Here's the email address. So we answer it on the spot since we know. Molina Broker, HRA at molinahealthcare.com. And in the subject field, enter send secure broker sales HRA.
So it's
Now, this is just,
Molina
Molina,
Healthcare.
no, Molina Broker,
Okay.
HRA at molinahealthcare.com.
This is where we send this form
The
only.
form, yeah. Yep. All the agents and brokers send that. It's also available on Calidus. This was just a note talking about that there was a deadline for January and February. That they
I went ahead and I
extended.
put it in the chat for everybody, that
great.
email, and that's where we send our HRA forms.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
Hopefully everybody sees that in your chats. Write that down.
Yep.
And also find out if there's a, I believe you can also fax it, but it's nice that we can scan and email it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. There's Fran. She's coming on. But it says she's connecting.
Oh, good.
I'm going to join on the computer audio because I want you guys to see how.
There she is. Or
She is.
at least. Fran, can you hear her? Oh, she's on mute.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, great. We did an
Hello,
intro.
Hello.
You had meetings. Just wanted to know if you wanted to share, kind of backtracking, share a little about you and what you do for Molina.
Say this again, please. I'm in a room and I'm having
Okay,
hearing.
no problem. We just wanted to share. I had talked about you, so since you're jumping on here, I just wanted to introduce you and see if you wanted to share anything about yourself and what you do with Molina.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm Fran Dennis. I am the market manager for Michigan, and then I temporarily now have Ohio as well. I am responsible for not only the broker side of the house, but also there's a field agent side of the house. So responsible for all the growth that happens in Michigan at this particular time. Jonathan has come on to help me get the growth going for the Michigan brokers that we have out there, the partners that we have. And so it's very exciting when we see new people coming on and wanting to sell our products. I've been in the insurance industry for, I'm going to age myself. I'm off camera, so that's okay. I've been in the industry for 32 years, and of those 32, 23 have been spent in the Medicare arena. I see some familiar names of brokers on the phone, so thank you for joining us today. And I think that's it. I'll hand it back over to Jonathan.
Thank you.
I sent you a
Okay,
little
so-
chat.
So now we're gonna get into broker services, and if there's any, Fran, if there's anything that you wanted to add, feel free to interrupt. So as far as broker services is concerned, as you see on the screen, These are our online tools. It's a very useful tool. And again, let me just reiterate, what I'm grabbing this from is from our producer guide. So I will reiterate again, if you are appointed with Molina, you have this. If you're thinking about it, you will get this. So, and if this is something that's useful as well, we can send it out to you as well. So these are some of just the online tools that are available to you once you become appointed with Molina. And now going into broker services, since we pumped up our broker services, we'll share with you my contact information, Yvonne's contact information, and Fran's at the end. As far as a broker channel manager for Michigan, many times you'll just come to me. But as you'll see, some of the contact information might be better served to go to them. What does our broker services, our BSU unit do? Well, we contract, certify, and we talk about how we pay you. We let you know when you're ready to sell. We give you those online tools that I just shared, and we can help with member enrollment statuses. They're just a great unit, and they help me a lot since I've been here, again, in the middle of my 7th week. I really love working with them.
And I want to say that last screen, your page 13, I
Yep.
literally, that is like my go-to. That
Okay.
has your provider, find a provider link. It has the formulary link. You find a
Yes.
PCP, you find a pharmacy. I mean, all of these links is just so handy because they're all on that sheet where a lot of us, have to go in, username, broker, right? To try to get into just one of these links where it could take us 7 steps where you just have this page and you click on that link and it takes you right there. I just want to point that out, that it's super user friendly. And I actually just have that alone on my, old school, right? Rolodex on my
Yes.
computer, right? But
Yes.
just wanted to point that out because that is unique in some of these broker resources that I've seen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So here's the information we've been waiting to share with you, and that is the contact information. They're 7 to 6. It says Mountain Time because they're based in Utah. Phone number is 866-440-9788. They have a fax number of 844-541-6848 and a general fax. And then you've got
Fran? Not sure.
Okay, there we go. General mailbox for general inquiries. They also do enrollments for enrollment inquiries, commission on how you get paid, contracting, logo requests, and then this care team is very, very important. So obviously for PHI reasons, you can't call the member line that the beneficiary, your client, would be able to call. So if you want to know, what's going on, this is a great email, or you can contact them. I believe it's option 2 for our care services. And it's like you're speaking to the membership line because they will find out information about your client.
That is important to know. That's good. Yeah.
Yep. Does anybody have any questions on the broker services?
I think we're good. Yeah. I do want to also say that if you haven't used the Molina broker services when you call in, or if you need immediate assistance, you can always use me, always call. I can answer a lot of those questions or get you what you need. As a partner to Molina, we try to mitigate a lot of those, up-to-date questions or, spontaneous questions that come in. And of course, Jonathan is going to be, helping out with that as well.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's important because a lot of these other carriers, just gonna side note, where you're trying to get a hold of them and you're on hold, or you do a ticket, or you don't hear back for a while. Or maybe if you do get on there, you get off the phone going, I have more questions. Like they gave you more questions than answers. So I just want to say the girls over at, and the gentlemen's over at Molina, when you call broker services, they're just, I've never been on the line longer than, 10, 15 minutes. I don't know if that's all the experiences of everyone else, but they're just on the spot. Really good.
Yeah, for sure. Now we're just going to go over the very, very brief overview about products. It's exciting here in Michigan because there are a couple products we're excited to share with you. And again, if we want to do in the future a product training that's more in depth, we can do that and we can set that up with Yvonne. But as we're looking at the screen, I'm going to reiterate our difference, what makes us different here at Molina. Again, for those just joining, physician founded, experienced leadership again through Mr. Joe Zabretsky, DSNP leader with the fact we've been in Michigan since 2015. We're strong with CBOs, both on the Medicaid and Medicare side. And again, that's why we're here. That's why we're talking about Molina, because we are broker focused. If you're new to Medicare like myself, or if you're not, which is probably most people on the call, this should look very familiar to you regarding Medicare options, A, B, D, Medicare Advantage with Part C, and prescription drug coverage, and then your special needs plans. We don't have a C-SNP or I-SNP in Michigan, but we have 2 D-SNP plans, which we'll just highlight here in a minute. The Medicaid, Medicare maze that Yvonne wanted to speak about, this is it right here. Why D-SNPs? Who's dual eligible? For those of you that aren't in the D-SNP market and only doing MA or MAPD plans. They're for beneficiaries who need both and need both Medicare and Medicaid. And these are people who are very vulnerable. There's a mix of people who are eligible for Medicare, whether they're on disability or they've attained the age of 65, but it's because they have fewer financial resources. So there's a market there and they have a greater need of support. The good news is once you get them, they do refer, provided you provide good service. Yep. We talked about earlier the year-round enrollment. We've shared about serving your community through community-based organizations. They will refer you, as we just stated, and the persistency, which is important to all agents. They will stay with you, provided you provide the good service that they need, and we can help you do that. Any questions on that thus far? Okay, we will move on to some key benefits in some of our products, which cover dental, vision, hearing, meals, transportation, over-the-counter, flex card, and fitness. And now again, these are very general things that we're just going over today. We can get more in depth, again, if product training is something that you would be interested in, we would be willing to do.
Right. And if you do have questions on how that flex card is used, please reach out to us. A lot of people have it and they don't use it. So as brokers, I think if we can, educate our clients, our members, help out with that very first order for their over-the-counter benefit. I think that solidifies the relationship, bonds, so people can actually be comfortable with you. And really, if you just do the first one, they should be able to go ahead and do those that follow.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so now let's talk about more specific to Michigan. Michigan is actually one of Molina's states that they do a lot of business in a lot of counties. They've expanded to, for 2022, Benzie, Hillsdale, Iosco, Lenawee, Montmorency, if I pronounce that right, Oganaw, Oscoda, which is up north, and St. Clair. So if you can see this map, it's moving and shaking in the state. So we're kind of ready to rock and roll here. I'm again glad to be here. So I hope and pray that you guys are here and ready to rock and roll as well. And then here are the products. The brief overview: we offer two D-SNP plans. This H5926001, that would be our full D-SNP plan. The new one is the partial, which is 005. Again, if there's any type of product information, enrollment kits that you need, please reach out to myself. Again, I will be sharing my contact information at the end of the presentation, which we are almost at. And very excited also to talk about something that many of you already maybe already offered to your clients, and that's our MAPD, Molina Medicare Choice Care. That's 006. So all plans are 5926, but this is really exciting. So we're able to really branch out and be really competitive in the market. Fran, if you're listening, is there anything that you wanted to add?
No, not at this time. When
Okay.
you talk about just on the benefits, were you going to review all of the benefits, or we just want to hit on some highlights, like on the, if you can go back to your first slide. Yep, on our
Sure.
partial pool. One of the things that we do differently that some of our competitors do not is we take spin downs, right? So the folks that were going to spin down, you're able to put into our partial dual plan. And then the partial dual plan also has a benefit called PAPA. And PAPA gives them 120 hours of assistance in the home, regardless if they just need someone to do some light housekeeping, if they need just some companionship, if they need some services to run to the grocery store. So they get 10 hours a month in that particular plan. So that sets us apart from some of our competitors as well.
They also help with shoveling snow and raking leaves in your driveway. I just found that out. I'm not making it up.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. I love that benefit. And you're right. A lot of individuals that are not a full dual cannot access benefits like that, where on this one, it's a partial, right? You're partial, which a lot of HMO plans, I think there's a couple of the competitors that might have it, but you guys have it. And that the max hours. I mean, you guys have the most hours that are available for members. So keep that in mind when you're, running around and then finding people that are on, extra help, a spend down, LIS levels, for sure. I love that. I'm glad you brought that up, Fran.
And then finally, let me share our contact information so we can leave the rest open for questions. There we go.
Hey, Jonathan.
So, yes.
It looks like someone has their hand up.
Oh, Charlie. Okay, yep.
Charlie's not allowed to ask any questions. We've already.
Did
Good
we?
morning.
Charlie.
Hi, I just wanted, I just sent the information. I don't need to raise my hand. I just want to make sure we get a copy of these slides because I want to have all the emails in one location. That's all.
Oh, yes, we definitely will. We'll give some like these slides and where Jonathan had a lot of those slides were in that broker producer guide. So I'll make sure I'll pull out the ones that he addressed. My go-to link page, I love that page, and also our contact information. And if there are, I think the map is important to know because of the expansion of the different counties. People might have seen that during AEP, but I think if we kind of give that to them as well. So I'll be giving all of that to our attendees today. Yeah, well, thank you so much. I want to thank all the brokers and of course, making sure that if there are any questions, if you want to deep dive a little bit more, if you wanted to meet with me in regards to LIS, how DSNP, how Medicaid works with the dual plans. And of course, if you have an event that you are looking into and would like to expand on, please reach out to Jonathan. I think those, now that people are allowing us to go into these facilities, the community-based that we were talking about, events, I think we should always keep that in mind, and they could reach out to you or reach out to me so we can go ahead and get those scheduled. So hopefully you guys got something out of this, got a little bit over the hump of being intimidated on the telephonic scope of appointments. That is a tool that a lot of us are not using and should be using. And of course, all of the online enrollments, because this is where everything shifted. If you haven't learned how to do that, please use us so you're not stuck during AEP learning a new system while everything is going kind of crazy with everybody in the appointments. So right now is the time to learn these. So then that way we're ready for our AHIP that comes in June and then all of the products that come with their rollouts later in the year. So yeah, well, thank you so much, Jonathan. It was great to see your face.
Thank you.
Great to hear
Absolutely.
Fran's voice in the background there. And of course, we'll be having a more in-depth, Molina product training as the year goes through. And so hopefully if there's any questions, whether you're selling in Michigan or selling in a different state, please give us a contact, give us a call, an email. We're here, text, all of that good stuff.
Sounds
Thank
great.
you, Yvonne, for hosting this also.
Absolutely.
Sure, always a pleasure, you guys. Thank you again, and thank you, brokers, and have a good rest of the week.
Bye-bye. Take care, everyone.
Bye.